But let's talk about this bullshit of a press release. Oh, cool. That's awesome that you had to buy your dad a subscription. Like, yeah, you know, I always advocate for people to buy the subscriptions to New Japan World, and I even said on stream that now it's like $7. Before it was 8, because 99 yen used to convert to like $8. But now it converted to like seven and change, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I get to save money, I get to save money and stuff. All right. Oh, huh. Been a sub to get your boy split the account. Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. Uh, I mean, for US money, it went down. I was paying like 8 and change. And then come to see that, it's, 7 and change when you do like, what's 99 yen in, US bucks. It's like 7 and change. So I was like, yeah, it's not that much money. You pay $7. The WWE Network was $9.99. Um, so yeah, let's talk about this bullshit of a press release, man. This is from All Elite Wrestling, or like I like to now call them All Elite Interim Wrestling, because all they want to do is give us fucking interim champions. Like, no, you're not giving us interim champions. So it says June 4th, Ontario, California, during All Elite Interim Wrestling's broadcast of Rampage. Really? It's sold out? Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Give me a second here. It's sold out. Thank you for letting us know that it's sold out. So we are going to have, so CM Punk announced that he's going to be out with an injury, right? We don't know his time frame. We don't know how long. We don't know what his injury is. Following this development, AEW president and general manager Tony Khan, by the way, his title keeps changing if you guys don't know this. His title keeps changing. I'm like, why the fuck it keeps changing for? AEW president and general manager Tony Khan has announced the AEW Interim World Championship Eliminator Series. That is a fucking mouthful for like 4 guys to fight. Beginning this Wednesday at AEW Dynamite on TBS. This multi-stage eliminator series will feature an exciting battle royale featuring many of the top competitors in AEW, which will open the broadcast of AEW Dynamite live this Wednesday, June 8th, from the Cable Dammer Arena in Independence, Missouri. Wait, no. MO is Missouri, right, guys? With the winner advancing to compete in the main event. I should know this. It is. I got it. It's Missouri. I got it. Woohoo! Yay me. So, point number 2. That same night, the winner of the Battle Royale will meet former AEW champion and number 1 ranked Jon Moxley in an eliminator match in the main event of Dynamite, with the winner advancing to compete for the interim AEW championship at Forbidden Door on June 26th. Okay, so I was completely fucking wrong. I was confused. I was wrong about this shit. It's a good thing that I am reading this to you guys and reading it out loud. Okay, so this is where I was wrong. And by the way, I'm not afraid to admit like when I'm wrong. I already thought that Jon Moxley was already like, was already the one declared like the number 1 contender. So you had whoever won June 8th will take on whoever won June 12th at New Japan Pro Wrestling Dominion, and then they will have a match, and then whoever wins that gets to face Moxley at Forbidden Door. That's what I thought. Okay, yeah, dude, we need to link up. My DMs are open. Like, just shoot me a DM, bro. Like, it'll be fun to like talk on your show and talk some shit. But enjoy your day. Get your podcast. Love you guys. Thanks for stopping by. So that's what I thought. I thought that the June 8th winner will face the June 12th winner at the from Dominion to face John Moxley at Forbidden Door, but I guess not. Meanwhile, on June 12th at New Japan Pro Wrestling's Dominion event from the historic Osaka-jo Hall, highly decorated New Japan Pro Wrestling stars and longtime rivals Hiroshi Tanahashi and Hiroki Goto will face off in an eliminator match for the fucking thing. This is a lot. This is a mouthful. AEW, if you need a copywriter, if you need an editor, if you need a writer, hit me up, man. My DMs are open. I may sound like I'm always frustrated or whatever the case may be, whatever you want to think, but I have no problem working things out. I have no problems with negotiations. It's just that you guys are so frustrating. AEW is fucking frustrating. So this means that if people really want to support AEW and support New Japan Pro Wrestling, AEW fans should get a subscription to New Japan World. So head over to njpwworld.com to get your subscription. It is only $7 a month. It is the best network that's out there. Aside from when I was trying to make the WWE network a little bit better when I was working with WWE. But other than that, like, you know, now you guys have to really put in the energy to fucking support wrestling companies and not just support AEW and be your AEW bubble and think that, you know, it's always AEW versus WWE. There's New Japan. Give New Japan their flowers too. Head over to like, you know, my podcast, my Substack, you know, you're here live with me. Like, I put New Japan over every single time. And guess what? I interviewed a New Japan wrestler, Aaron Henare of the United Empire. So if you can't tell, I love New Japan Pro Wrestling and I love putting them over on Twitch and everywhere that I get. But what I don't like is that you have Tanahashi facing Goto because, again, Goto is not going to win. Goto is not going to get his flowers. Tanahashi, I love Tanahashi. I really do. I want to have a burger with this guy. I want to hang out with him. I want us to get our hair done, which is like the most girliest thing you guys have ever heard me say. Because I'm not really girly. I'm just like, I'm like one of the guys. That's what I am. I'm like one of the guys. Where I don't really care about looks too much. But I will say this though, that like, you know, I love Tanahashi. Exactly. See, PhD Bound, like I talked about this offline with others. She gets it. Tony Khan will not allow New Japan Pro Wrestling to win the title. So do not hold your breath. Don't hold your breath, guys. Don't do it. So yeah, like I want to hang out with Tanahashi. I want to do all these things. I love Tanahashi, but we all know that Tanahashi is going to win his match against Goto. It's going to be a fucking amazing match at New Japan Pro Wrestling's Dominion June 12th, which is coming up right around the corner. Like, it's going to be a fantastic match. Trust me on this. It's going to be fantastic. And Tanahashi is going to win. That's not a spoiler. That's a fact. The last point, the winner of AEW's June 8th Eliminator match will face the winner of New Japan Pro Wrestling's June 12th Tanahashi versus Goto Eliminator match in the main event of Forbidden Door on June 26th to crown the interim AEW World Champion, which is fucking bullshit. If you are a boss, you should have accepted that CM Punk was ready to give the fucking title. Stop trying to destroy a structure within pro wrestling that doesn't need to be fixed. You know, it does not need to be fixed. So do not destroy a structure that does not need to be fixed. He was willing to give you the belt, but Tony Khan wants to be like, oh my God, you're my best friend. You know, you can keep it. You're still champion. Oh my God, I believe in you. Tony, grow up. You're supposed to be running a company. Damn, my brain really wanted me to follow that up with, you're not running a daycare. Do you see how like frustrating this is? Where like it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. But people eat it up and people would be like, well, Tony Khan is God and best booker of the year, but yet then we'll have some crazy ass shit like this. And it's like, no one is really going to give a shit. How are you attracting your casuals by doing this? Everyone on the timeline was fucking confused about this. And it's like, whoa, you know? Whoa. And we all know we're going to get Jon Moxley versus, we're all going to get Jon Moxley versus Tanahashi at Forbidden Door, because Jon Moxley is like, Tanahashi, you can't keep running from me. Dear Mox, Tanahashi has a lot more important matches than you fucking do. So, but yeah, this is a bullshit press release. I just want to say that. It's a bullshit press release. It says, after AEW World Champion CM Punk is medically cleared to compete, the winner of the interim will face CM Punk for a unification match. Why? Man, why? I thought, this is from PhD Bound when you guys watched the video on demand. I thought the whole point of Forbidden Door was to show two companies can work together, but I don't trust Tony Khan either. I don't either. That's what I'm saying. New Japan Pro Wrestling, please have your like eyes in the back of your head. Like, Tony Khan could come in and fucking swoop you guys up too, and I would be so fucking pissed. He already swooped up Ring of Honor. He already said Ring of Honor doesn't do good in pay-per-view buys. Therefore, you as a Ring of Honor fan, therefore you as a wrestling fan will not get the best card because it's not AEW, because it doesn't do the numbers well like AEW. Ring of Honor never really did good in numbers. But the fan base was so fucking loyal that you wanted to be a Ring of Honor fan. You wanted to be part of the action. You wanted to help when you can. It's just, unfortunately, Ring of Honor had to have Sinclair broadcasting, and that really was his downfall. But in the good old days, Ring of Honor was the best shit out there, and it didn't matter if they did numbers or not. Us, the fans, we basically carried Ring of Honor. And the fact that during that media scrum, he had to say that because they don't do well in numbers, that's the reason why we're going to get a shitty pay-per-view from Ring of Honor. Yeah, you guys better keep those eyes in the back of your head and make sure that New Japan Pro Wrestling stays in New Japan. Like, I don't even like the whole thing of Dynamite being featured on the network. Even though it's for Japanese watchers, I just don't like how it's going. And people might say that I'm a gatekeeper to something that I say I don't gatekeep. It's the red flags that are coming up inside me where I'm like, I don't trust it. That's all it is I don't trust it. Red flags. I'm observing from far away. And this is what happened in territory days. Promoters who wanted something, it might seem as a partnership, but there might be something down the line where like, there might be something down the line where Tony Khan wants to buy it because he wants things. He doesn't need it. Like, he didn't need Ring of Honor. He wanted Ring of Honor. WWE never really like wanted it. So there was no like urgency to get Ring of Honor at the time. But I'm just like, you gotta pay attention to the signs. They're all on the walls. Like, you could call me crazy or whatever. I don't give a shit, but I'm going to stand by my red flags until something good happens where I don't need the red flags anymore, And yes, PhD Bound is correct when she says it seems like New Japan Pro Wrestling is making everyone better. Impact AEW partnership seems one-sided. Partnership is always going to seem one-sided because Tony Khan doesn't know how to be a team player. He tries to please everybody, but sometimes you gotta make those hard decisions of like, we can't do everything for everybody, and you really gotta put your foot down and be like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. You gotta take leadership, you gotta take ownership, and you gotta take responsibility. But when I say that he doesn't know how to be a team player, it's because he takes every single job upon himself to do. He takes everything upon himself, and there's no team to lessen the load. Like, he's doing everything, and it's like you're gonna tank your own business, buddy. You got to get teams, you got to get writers, you got to get more help to make sure that everyone is taken care of, to make sure that stories are not falling behind, to make sure that the referees are properly trained. Case in point, Bryce and Aubrey, they got to be retrained. I know people are going to hate me for that, but they got to be retrained. But yeah, it's just that he wants everything done himself. And I understand that mentality sometimes where like you want to do everything yourself because you know how it's going to come out. You know how to do certain things. But if you need the help, just basically say, hey, I need the help. Like, there's no shame in saying I need help. There really isn't. There is no shame in I need help.